When evening settles and the day grows still, stories rise softly from memory's hill. These are the letters we carry inside, stories of love, loss, and pride. Welcome, my friend, to Porchlight Letters.
Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Raumati Beach in New Zealand. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2430. And today's topic is, how do I organize oral history recordings? First of all, my apologies for being so late. I totally forgot yesterday that I was having lunch today with my aunt and uncle who are passing through. So my mum and dad, it's my mum's sister. So my mum and dad came and picked us up and we went and met them for lunch today. Had a wonderful time and I got home about 5 minutes ago. So here we are, already on the air. But like I said, tonight we're talking about how do I organize oral history recordings. A recorded story is often useful if it can be found again. So you need to organize so people can find them, not just you you might have some wacky filing system. You have to think about how other people can find them. So first of all, create a clear naming system. File names should include the person's name, the date, and the topic. It makes it easier to locate recordings later. Organization brings simple consistency. How I do my oral recordings is I do the date. I do year, month, day. I go reverse. So the year would be 2026. Today would be in March, so it's 03. And then today here in New Zealand is the 28th. So it'll be 2026, 03, 28. And that's the date. So it's year, month, day. And anything in genealogy, when you're inputting dates into the system, it's always day, month, year. That avoids any confusion. The United States is the only country in the world that goes month, day, year. But in genealogy, you have to do and write out the month, because if you had something like 3/4/1880, is it the 3rd of April or is it March 4th? It makes a huge difference. So if you're doing anything in genealogy, get in the habit of putting month, day, year. If you're doing files and stuff, I always put the year, month, day. So I flip the whole thing around, but it's still in that same order of day, month, year, but it's just reversed. That way I can see very quickly what the year is. I can know what the month is, and then there's the dates. Then you put the person's name and the topic. The other thing that I do too is I have a folder in my Dropbox cloud. I have a folder that has got the person's name on it. And in that folder, I will have copies of their, of any documentation that I'll have a folder for copies of documentations that were found, for vital records, copies of documentation that were found for other records. And I will have a folder called Cynthia's Recordings. And I put the person's name in front of each file because every file gets set up the same way, with the person's full name, them and maiden name. If they are a woman, their maiden name goes in there. So it'll be like Cynthia and Ross, and Ross would be in capitals because that's her maiden name. And then in parentheses, and then I would have after there 1850 to 1902, her death year and her birth year. That way it doesn't get mixed up with anybody else who has the same name, especially when it comes to the men, when they have the first, second, third, fourths, and fifths, and the juniors and the seniors. It's very quickly to find out. And I'll put junior and that in there, but if I have the years in there, it helps a lot as well. And then, like I said, in that folder, I will have a folder that's for her vital records. That'll be Cynthia's vital records. I'll have another one there for Cynthia's other records, and then I would have Cynthia recordings if I had been recording her, but she died in 1902, so we can't record her. But that's how I would organize it. Just have with their first names in there. That's how I do it. Yeah, that's how I do it. So everything in the folder has got the person's first name on it, then what it is. So if you put the recordings in there, and then you've got the recordings are all in date order because you've got the year first, and then you've got the month, then you've got the day. If you're doing day, month, year, it will kind of get a little screwed up because it might mix up the years. So this way I guarantee that the years are all clumped together. So it makes it very quick and easy to find things. Organization begins with simple consistency. So find a method that works. The one you're going to use is the one that's best for you is the one that's going to work, the one you're actually going to use. So find the one that you're going to use and stick with it. Store files in multiple locations. Use cloud storage, external drives to protect the recordings. Backup copies prevent loss from technical failure. Preservation ensures long-term access. So I use Dropbox. I also use a site called forever.com. It is a place where you actually purchase the cloud space. So you're not renting the cloud space like you are with something like Dropbox or OneBox, whatever Microsoft's one is. And what's the other one? I keep forgetting what the other one is. There's one on my computer. The iCloud, that was it, the iCloud. So on Forever, I actually own the cloud space. And they guarantee your account for 100 years plus, no, for your lifetime plus 100 years or something like that. But anyway, your first 2 gigs you'll get for free if you get it through somebody who can give you an affiliate link. If you'd like an affiliate link, let me know, and we can, actually, I might put that in the description below so that you can just sign up there. And your first sign up, you get 2 gigabytes for free, and you also get $20 off your coupon for $20 off your first purchase. That's in there as well. So add notes or something. And so in Forever, I can have an album there for the person. I can have in the description of the album who this person was and give a brief outline of their life, a brief summary. And then I can have albums within that album and have everything organized within there. You can upload audio files to it, which is awesome. You can upload videos to it. You can upload a variety of files into Forever, which is amazing. And so anytime I come across, in fact, even with my clients, when I take on a new client, I open a free account for them, and I put all of the copies of all the images that I get, that I find along the way, go into a Forever account for them, so that they always have access to it. That way they've got the access to it, and it's not lost. It's there for them. It's not tied up in a site that they have to have a membership to access it. They can access it through this free account that they've got. So that makes it nice and easy as well. Sorry, I got a very dry mouth right now. So add notes or summaries to each recording. Brief summaries help identify key topics within each recording. This saves time when searching for specific information. Notes improve usability. When you create a folder and when you create the file within Forever, you actually have an item description area that you can go and fill that in with your summary as well. And then you've got tags that you can use. So you can come up with your own tagging system. So when you're searching for a tag, you want to look at a certain event and that tag happens to be on that recording, then that recording will come up when you're looking for the tags. So you've got tags that you can use, you've got the description that you can use, which makes it nice to have it all in one area. Inside the folders that I have in like Dropbox, I will have a document that has the summary of the different we'll have all the different recordings listed and brief summaries of each of them, so they know which summary to go to for whatever they want to go to. Next thing is transcribe important recordings. You can use things like Cast Magic will transcribe the thing for you. One of the other ones out there, I'm trying to think for the other ones. Sorry, brain fry right now. Is it Submagic? It does. No, it's not Submagic. It's okay. Oh, Cast Magic's the one I can think of off the top of my head right now that will actually transcribe the recordings for you, and you can list the speakers. So at the beginning of the recording, it will ask you to who is speaker A and who is speaker B. Look at the transcript to see who's talking. And if it's you talking, you put your name in there, and then you put the name of the person being interviewed in there as well. As you read through the thing, it will have speaker A, speaker B, speaker C, and all that. And you can go up to the top and you can put speaker A is Helen. Speaker B is Mary Beth. Speaker C is maybe her husband sitting with her. So it could be, John. And you can label them full name. You can put full name in there. And then it will automatically go through. But you still have to read through to make sure, because there are times I have noticed that sometimes when Cast Magic transcribes, there's something that said, there's a way something is said. Now, I have a Kiwi accent, and with my friend Nicole, she does not have a Kiwi accent. She has an American accent. But sometimes it would mix us up as to who was speaking. And so sometimes you've got to go and go, no, I need to change that speaker to being this speaker. And it's just very quick to read through, because you've already been through the interview. You know who's talking, you know who's asking the questions, and it just makes it very easy. So transcribe those transcriptions. You can, again, upload them into Forever, put them into a Google document. You can put them into a Word document, PDF, whatever it is that you want to put them into. And if you do a PDF, you can then upload that PDF into Forever as well, and keep it with the recordings. And the other thing that you can do later on is that you can take all of those transcripts, turn them into a book, and then you can also have a place where they can go to hear the recordings if they'd like to hear the recordings. But they also, written transcriptions make recordings searchable and accessible. So another good reason to have them in there. They also allow easier sharing with family members, and transcription adds long-term value. That's why I'm saying with family reunions, take pictures, record messages, videos, audios. It doesn't matter. Just get those stories down, and at the end of the take lots of pictures. And at the end of the family reunion, make a book that has the transcriptions from all the recordings that were done. They've got a link there or a QR code in there that will take them to a private listing on YouTube. So create a private YouTube channel that's not published to the public, and you can then direct the family to there, and they can see all the recordings there. You might give access to some recordings to some people and some to different people. So you might have recordings that go to different things. But if they scan that QR code, they can get taken to an unlisted video on YouTube. And the video does not have to be a video. It can be an audio file, which is really cool. And then you can also put in the description there on their YouTube thing, you can put the transcript there as well, or put a summary of notes and some tags and that sort of thing. Organized by family or theme, group recordings by family, branch, or topic creates structure. So decide how you want to do that. I've explained how I do mine. This helps both researchers and relatives navigate the collection. Organization supports storytelling. Yes. And why does this all matter? You're going, yeah, okay, yeah, but why? Why? Good organization ensures stories remain accessible. So after you're long gone, people can still come in and listen to those stories and read those stories and things. Your practical takeaway for today is use consistent naming and backup systems. Figure out what system you're going to use. And remember, the best one is the one that you're actually going to use. People can say, oh, this system's great. I've got in here and I've got these templates and da-da-da-da-da. And you say, oh, that sounds really good. And then you get in there and you look at the templates and you're like, yeah, no, that doesn't, yep, no, not doing that. The best one for you is the one that is going to work, that you're going to use. If you want help organizing your recordings, send us a private message. Let's set up a 30-minute discovery call and help get you started on your organization in a system that you will actually use. And in closing tonight, stories preserved well can be found and shared. And that's the whole point of telling the stories, so that when you're gone, people can still find these and share them and talk about them, add their own notes, add their own memories and that sort of thing. It just keeps the legacy alive and keeps it going. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konera.
The stories we carry stay bright through the night, a small steady glow in the fading light. Stories of love, loss, and pride we share, until we meet again. Keep the porch light burning.